Trekcast.
The galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast.
I got him dancing.
Heck yeah.
What's going on, man?
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Yeah, I got the Captain America shirt going on. I've got
I see that.
I got the Red Skull or Red Hulk.
Oh, you got the cup, huh?
And then I got the popcorn tin.
Oh, wow. You went all out.
Yeah, I went all out. Yeah.
Yeah, you must have been excited for the movie.
Yeah, I was. We had a good time. So.
Oh, good. Yeah, well, that's our main topic later, everyone. We're going to be talking about the new Captain America movie and what we thought about it. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
I saw you went with the whole family.
I did. Yeah. It was me and my two sons and my son's girlfriend and my wife, and we all had a good time. So,
wow, that's great.
Yeah, we've got a cheaper theater here that shows first run stuff, so that's like $4 a ticket.
We have one of those too.
Kind of place, and they've got pretty inexpensive pop and popcorn. I actually bought I went up and I got the sodas and stuff for the kids and for my wife, and then I saw these the popcorn bucket here. I'm like, oh yeah, give me one of those and one of those, and she's like, really? I'm like, yeah, why not? Well, when I looked at my bill, everybody's stuff was $25 for the four of them, and my stuff was $25 just for me.
Jeez.
Yeah. It turns out the popcorn bucket was $10.
Oh wow.
This Mamma Jamma was $15.
What?
Yeah, but I figured out what the heck.
Yeah.
It'll make for a nice display later on.
Yeah, there you go.
So
yeah, I went. I have I don't know if you guys have Regal in your area, but we have Regal in my, okay. And so it's like $25 a month and you can go anytime you want. So I paid for the movie, but not really,
Yeah.
And then with that, I also earned points. So I had a free popcorn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that it all worked out. But I looked at the popcorn bucket because they had the tin with the Captain America shield as the logo, as the lid cover.
Right.
And I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. I could go for that. And the fact that it was a tin, so it seemed more useful than trying to put popcorn in the back of like a Red Hulk,
Right.
So I was like, maybe. But they wanted, I think they said it was $25 for the tin.
Yeah. They can be expensive.
Yeah.
And I collect those kinds of things. I've got like Ghostbuster stuff and Wolverine stuff, and if it's reasonable, and I was kind of in a hurry yesterday. I'm just like, yeah, give me that and that.
Yeah.
But I think it'll make it cool. Like right now we have it above the kitchen cabinets. I got a little display shelf above the kitchen cabinets. I think it looks good. So.
That's cool.
Every once in a while I'll bring one down to actually eat popcorn out of. So.
There you go. Nice.
But I can't imagine going to one of the regular, we've got a Celebration Cinema. It's the local movie theater that has, and it's about 15, 20 minutes away. The theater we went to yesterday is about a half-hour drive, but I think it's worth it because the tickets are only $4 a piece.
Right. Yeah.
I can't imagine going as a family of 4 or 5 or 6 and paying full price, $12, $15 a ticket plus, $15 for popcorn for each person. I mean, wow. I can't even imagine.
When the Mario movie came out, I took my sister's family. I was like, "Oh, I'll get it. Let's go," And there's 5 of them, 3 kids and 2 adults. Good Lord! I mean, $15 each.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it added up quick.
In the next 12 months, I plan on seeing one movie at the Celebration Cinema, and one movie only, and that's going to be Superman. I'm going to see that. It's also the local theater that has the IMAX, so I will spend the money. Yeah, Jasmine says it does get expensive. I mean,
does quick.
A family of 5 or 6, it can be well over $100.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. It's nuts. And then over here, it was snowing, so the theater was pretty empty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that was kind of nice too. So
on the one we went to, it's at the M89 Cinema on M89. It's I paid $5 to order the tickets ahead of time, so I can actually choose my seats.
Yeah.
That's another nice thing. We actually sat down just as the last preview was ending.
Oh, okay.
So and the seats were already there, ready for us. So
do you see that there's I think it's a congressman who wants to put in a bill where the movie theaters would have to say when the movie actually starts?
I read about that. Yeah, I read about that. Which doesn't really matter to me. I like previews. I'll get there early and on time for previews.
I like the
don't
trailers
like the commercials, but
yeah. I could see the advantage of knowing exactly when, because it's not like before where trailers, the only way you could see them was the movie theater.
Right.
They're all on YouTube too. So it's
right.
It's like they come out. I'm like,
I
I've
caught
seen
the
this
tail
one.
end of a trailer, and I'm like, I don't remember what it was, but I'm like, I've already seen this online.
Oh man, I went with my buddy, and the Superman trailer played, and he hadn't seen it yet, so he was all like, "Oh, this looks good." I go, "That dog is gonna die."
Oh no! Oh, I swear. That if that dog dies,
yeah.
that studio is going to burn to the ground.
Yeah,
not by me. I'm just saying.
No. I'm like they're setting it up, man. He's like, no, but I like the dog. I'm like, no, man. You saw Guardians of the Galaxy 3. You saw Rocket Raccoon and his animal friends. That dog, Crypto is is not gonna last. So,
oh no.
Yeah, I'm calling it now.
Okay.
Lex is gonna be like, hey, let's go fetch this kryptonite rod, Crypto.
Right. He's gonna sacrifice himself for Kal-El,
Yeah, for sure.
He's gonna have that whimper, and then he's gonna die, and everybody in the theaters is gonna be like pouring tears out of their face.
It's gonna be that'll be Superman's justification to go nuts. So
and then Keanu Reeves is gonna go, I've got an idea for a sequel.
Exactly. John Wick Superman.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we should probably get to the news. We got quite a bit of news stories, so here we go.
Let's do it.
Star Trek news.
All right, so our first news story comes to us from, let's see, what is this? What is the name of this website? Oh, it's StarTrek.com. Yeah. So it was announced earlier this week that Master Replicas is going to be releasing a new line of Star Trek action figures. So here's a look at the figures right there. We're going to have quite a few. Here's the first lineup. These should be released sometime this summer. What's kind of neat, I know we did the story earlier this year or last year about the nacelle company is going to do some.
Right.
Now, the difference is the nacelle ones are going to be about 6 inches. These are about 4.5.
So that's closer to what?
That is closer to the original Playmates.
Okay.
The Playmates, though, were 4 3/4. So these are 4.5. So just slightly smaller.
Okay. So everybody had a transporter accident and they got a little bit shorter.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
And it looks like within the line, they're kind of to scale. So like Worf looks bigger than Picard,
Right. I really like the lower decks ones.
Yeah, I like the lower decks ones too. I don't know if I love them though. They have that weird quality to them. They look like I'm just gonna say it, they look like inflatable dolls. You know what I mean? They have that quality to them.
No, I'm laughing because I'm just thinking, I wish Dan were here.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a Dan inflatable Tindy joke in there somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure. But yeah,
we love you, Dan.
Yeah. Especially that Tindy. Look at that. That's just you can see it,
Yeah, it's gotta be hard. It's gotta be hard as far as the scale goes. And it's really hard. Right now we've got just a photo shoot version of it. We don't exactly know what the actual models are going to look like, but they've gotten better over the years at getting photorealistic with the face and that kind of thing. So yeah, those look decent, but yeah, I see what you're saying about the blow up doll, inflatable doll kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
the Picard and the Spock are already for pre-order on Master Replica's website. They're about $24.99, I think is what I saw. So $25, which is right in line with Nacelle said they wanted to do too. the cell said they wanted to hit theirs around under 30. So
I'd be interested in the Worf and Riker one, and I think it would be funny if they included that new sword that he's got.
yeah,
I think it'd be funny if they actually made that out of like some sort of like heavy alloy, like made it out of steel, so it was actually heavy compared to the rest of the figure.
oh yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
I had no idea it'd be this heavy.
Right. They did say that they're going to start releasing figures this spring or summer. I'm sorry, this summer,
Okay.
and then new figures every month after that. So
Okay.
I think with the Picard and Spock being available now, like for pre-order, I'm guessing those are the first two, and then these other ones will come out each month after that. So
Yeah. I wouldn't mind. I mean, it's not something I would go out and to my local retail store and purchase myself, but I might drop a couple hints for a birthday present or a Christmas
there you
present.
go. Yeah, exactly. Who would you like to see in the line that we don't have yet?
That we don't have yet? Data.
Yeah.
Which
version of Data?
Well, the old, the Picard version of Data, the season 3 Picard, end of the season Data. I'd like to see Rutherford.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
I'd like to see Pike.
Oh yeah,
and Nurse Chapel. All of them. I fly the ship. I'd like to see them all. But
I think I would want. I want some of the weird outfits. I want like when Strange New Worlds went to that Renaissance world, and they all had the like medieval outfits. Do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think just for the sake of Dan, I think I'd like a Michael Burnham.
Oh, for sure.
Actually, a Saru would be kind of cool looking.
A Saru would be cool. Jasmine wants a con.
Yep.
Yeah.
A Strange New Worlds Kirk, maybe.
Oh, Lady Con. Yes.
Lady Con. Oh, the Lady Con.
Lol, isn't it? Or isn't that her name?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, she'd be cool.
It's been so long since Strange New Worlds was out. I'm like, I need to rewatch it.
Maybe those little weird robots they introduced in Discovery for one season. The robot helpers, and then they made them go away.
Their versions of like R2D2 or the robots from the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah.
Their little fixer robots.
Yeah.
Because those would have been real convenient during Next Gen or especially Deep Space Nine.
any point in time, they would have been great.
Any point in time, during any space battle or any damage from any singularity or spatial anomaly, those things would have been awesome.
Yeah, Jasmine's the dots. Yes, yeah, like when they released all the drones out of the Enterprise to help fight.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever I saw that, I just kept thinking about Star Wars Episode 1 when the Nubian ship released all those R2 units to fix the outside of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there's Picard. You can see him with his jacket. So yeah, I think they look good.
I wouldn't mind that jacket, like a real life version of that jacket.
I think you can buy it.
Yeah, I think I've seen that too.
Yeah,
I think I've seen that too. But
Kevin says all the project characters would be nice as well. I thought there was a line that made them.
It seems like there would be. It seems like Nickelodeon would have came out with a.
You would have thought, but yeah, I imagine they'll get to them. I mean, that's the goal, right? They want to sell as many of these things as possible. So
right.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get to our next news story. So our next news story comes to us from trekmovie.com. And for those of you wondering, the first season of Star Trek Starfleet Academy has wrapped production. So that means they're done shooting, and now it's all editing and putting it together and special effects and all that stuff.
So as Dan would say, it's real.
That's right. It is real. They finished wrapping earlier this week. So that's pretty cool. It's not loading up the picture, but they took a bunch of the cast got together and took a photo outside of the studio, and they all look excited to be done shooting. But this is just season 1. We're gonna get a season 2 already. That has been announced. So
That's a
yeah.
bold statement.
Well, it means they spent a lot of money on those sets, and they might as well get the most out of it. So,
Yeah. But see, I think the sweet spot for a season 2 announcement is like after episode 3 or 4 is aired, and they've gotten back some of the Nielsen ratings and things like that.
Right.
But,
let's get excited for something we never wanted. Yay!
Yay!
Yeah. Yeah. No kidding, right? Oh well. So that's wrapped, and then our last news story, just because I kind of wanted an excuse to play this. Yeah, I had to. So our last news story comes to us from Deadline, and we're getting some updates on the merger between Skydance and Paramount, and it has officially cleared through some regulators. So it's slowly inching its way. The glacier is slowly moving. It has gone through the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, and the EU equivalents. So they have given the green light to merge. The other thing remaining right now is the FCC, Federal Trade Communications.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be a little bit of a sticky wicket. We don't know. This is why they settled the lawsuit with Trump, hoping to grease those wheels.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we will see what happens.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
So that's where we're at with that. So stand by. Maybe by the end of the year we'll have new owners of Paramount, and we'll figure out what's going to happen to Star Trek after that. But yeah, that's where we're at with that one.
Skydance seems to have stuck around longest. I mean, it seems to me that we've been talking about Skydance for a while now. So
I mean, they really want it. So yeah, they really want to buy it. So okay.
Yeah, we've talked about this till we were blue in the face. I just hope, and I think everybody listening just hopes that this merger is going to be good news for Trek. That the powers to be, that these people, whoever ends up in charge of Paramount, whether that's the current Paramount president or the current Skydance president, or how all that works, that they'll see the value in this franchise. And there's a ton of value in this franchise.
Oh, for sure.
And there's even more potential in this franchise.
Yeah.
This franchise started in the 60s and, has been going strong, whether it's current or in syndication since then.
Right.
And if they can just realize, what a universally loved thing they've got and not screw it up, give it to the right people, get rid of Kurtzman and hold on to Frakes and Metalis as long as they can.
What's funny is I saw a clip with Alex Kurtzman earlier this week, and it was just some like filmmaker website or film newsy website, and they were interviewing him about the Section 31 film, and they were legitimately asking him, like, you have an Oscar winner in this thing, why wasn't this released in theaters? And you can see him kind of like, oh, I don't know how to answer this. And then and he just goes, well, it was originally, designed to be a TV show, so that's the lane I stick in, and I don't make those decisions that it should be in theaters. So,
he didn't mention the fact that it was dog shit, but
right.
Okay. I get it. You got to promote your stuff, and you got to, Paramount. All the ads I've been seeing are, check out the greatest film ever, and I understand that, but boy, learn your lesson. That's the lesson to be learned here today, is to learn your lesson.
Yeah, I mean, and there's articles now coming out too about like how there's even more pressure now on Strange New Worlds season 3, because like
they're looking at Strange New Worlds because nobody's looking at Academy right now, because Academy's not really anything. They don't know anything about it.
Right.
Strange New Worlds is sort of the flagship series now, and there's a lot of weight on its shoulders because it's looked at as the thing that's going to save Star Trek.
Right. But the weird thing is, we don't even know when season 3 is coming. We know at some point this year.
Yeah, and if they had wrapped and everything was good, I think we would have heard an announcement about the release date.
I I was thinking about this last night because I'm like, why have they not announced it? Right. The only thing I could think of is one of two things. One, they're retooling it based off the feedback they got from Section 31, and they need to figure something out, right? Or two, it is they plan to release it like in the fall, and they don't want to say, hey, coming in the fall, and have all these people just drop out of Paramount Plus.
Right. Oh, that could be.
Yeah. So because they released the movie early, and then you've got months of just nothing, right? Because there's no Lower Decks, there's no Prodigy, there's no Discovery. So yeah, so they don't want to just say, yeah, re-sign up in the fall, guys.
See, I was thinking about it too, and I thought, well, maybe because they already filmed everything, and I'm thinking, well, maybe they're getting notes about season 2 like right now, and some showrunners getting this note going, oh, they liked the musical episode, but never do it again. Crap. Hey, we need to scrap episodes 5, 6, and 7, guys.
Well, I don't think they listen to a lot of feedback, so.
No, that doesn't seem to be one of their strong suits.
No.
Listening to feedback.
Yeah.
Watch our show. We've got a ton of it for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We've even got a section called listener feedback.
We do. Yes.
You can take our model. You can use it for free.
Yeah. We're kind of working on something too that might help them with that too. So.
Oh boy.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get to our main topic.
Let's do it.
All right. Oh, I guess it's a supplemental, so I guess I should say supplemental spotlight. So here we go. All right. So we are talking Captain America: Brave New World. It was just released in theaters earlier this week.
I've got a tagline if you want it.
Yeah, go for it.
Sam Wilson, the new Captain America, finds himself in the middle. What's that?
Oh, no, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Sam Wilson, the new Captain America, finds himself in the middle of an international incident and must discover the motive behind a nefarious global plan.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
This takes place after Captain America and the Winter, Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Am I saying that? No.
Yeah,
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I pulled up the Rotten Tomatoes scores just to let people know. Critically, it's at about 51%, but the audience score is about 80%. That sounds about right to me.
Yep.
There are definitely some giant plot holes through it that are just right there, but it's fun. It's not amazing, but
no, I ranked it. It's definitely not as good as Winter Soldier or even Civil War,
right?
But I think it's better than some of the Eternals, and I didn't like both. I didn't like the sequel to Black Panther.
Okay. I'd say it's right around like a Shang-Chi level.
Yeah, I'd say so. It was enjoyable to watch. I'm not sure if I'll rewatch it a ton. I'll probably rewatch it at least one more time. But
yeah,
good action. I thought it was a simpler plot than some of the previous movies. I was not surprised by a lot of the cameos. I was surprised by one cameo, and we should probably say right now, spoilers.
Alert. Yeah.
So we are going to be spoiling the crap out of Captain America.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen it, turn away. Yeah,
you'll just have to see our pretty faces later. So go watch it in the theater and come back and listen to this.
I mean, to me, this was Captain America. Let's tie up loose ends. Right.
Very much so. Yeah. That's perfect.
Yeah. Because there was a ton of them. Right.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
So let's delve into some of the things. The first thing I wanted to talk about was what did you think about Harrison Ford as Thaddeus Ross?
I thought he was great for the role, right? Because the original actor, William Hurt, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, he passed away, so they had to recast.
Yep.
And so they went with Harrison Ford. Apparently, Harrison Ford went to Marvel and was like, "I want to be in one of these movies."
Yeah.
Yeah. So he says it looks like fun, and I just want to do one. So
when I first heard about his casting, the first thing I thought was, no, he's number one, he's too old, and he's too recognizable.
Right.
There's no way, because Harrison Ford's 80 years old.
Right.
That's by some standards old.
Yes.
And I didn't think he was going to have the energy to play.
When they got him shirtless in that one scene, he looked like an 80-year-old man.
Yeah, he did. But again, give him a pass. He's 80.
Yeah, he's Indiana Jones. It's fine.
But I thought he brought just enough energy to make it plausible that he could be Thaddeus Ross, playing the president. The fact that he'd been that he had been elected president and he's no longer a general. I thought that the choice of Harrison Ford was, he's played a president before,
right.
And I thought he brought that sort of regalness to it. And I liked his character in this film.
Yeah, I liked him too. I think, I wanted him to yell, "Get off my plane," because this is the second time he's played the president.
Yep.
Yeah, but I thought he did good for the scenes he was in. He seemed intense when he needed to be. When it was time for him to Hulk out, because that's no real spoiler, it's in the trailers. He's the Red Hulk. He committed to it, man. He balled himself up. He looked angry, like he did his part to be the Hulk, right?
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Who else did we have? I mean, this is basically a sequel to like the Incredible Hulk, the one with Edward Norton, because it's
in fact, so much so that I wished I'd watched it again before I saw this one.
Yeah. I had heard to watch it, but like I felt like I remembered enough of it that I didn't need to.
But it was definitely, there were a ton of Incredible Hulk. We're talking about the 2008 Incredible Hulk. This is just after Iron Man,
the original movie.
Man came on. Yep, the second Marvel movie.
Yeah. It was surprising to have that much and not have the Hulk actually show up.
I was a little disappointed that Bruce Banner didn't make an appearance.
Yeah.
But there was some interesting cameos. Do you want to talk about some of the cameos?
Yeah, sure. Like we said, it's spoilers, so yeah.
Okay. Well, the doctor, I'm gonna have to look up his name, but the doctor from the first
Samuel Stearns?
Yes, Dr. Samuel Stearns. He makes an appearance. Not just an appearance. I mean, he shows up.
He's the bad guy. Yeah.
He is definitely a bad guy. I don't know the comic books enough to know if he is like somebody important from the comics or.
Yeah, he's the leader.
Okay.
In the comics. The leader is, well, he doesn't look like the way he looks like in the movie.
Right.
Other than just green skin. But here I'm pulling up pictures of the leader right now. That's him in the comics.
Yeah, played by the same actor, played him in The Incredible Hulk.
Right,
Tim
same guy. Yep.
And Sidewinder. I can never pronounce his name, but
Giancarlo Esposito.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was like he is in everything, absolutely amazing and terrifying. Right. Really, really liked him. I liked this actress, Shira Haas.
Oh yeah.
Who played
the Israeli soldier? Yeah.
I really, really liked her. I mean, both my wife and I just thought she was just the cutest little war fighter.
Little pitbull.
Yeah. Because she's tiny. She's tiny, and she's a Black Widow.
Yeah.
So we thought.
I love how some of these names are now just titles.
Right.
She's a Black Widow, not the Black Widow.
Well, a Black Widow, not the Black Widow. Carl Lumbly as Isaiah. One of the now he showed up in Falcon and the Winter Soldier as a former like Vietnam era
Captain America
kind of thing.
Yeah, because he was the forgotten Captain America is what they said.
Right. And his backstory was, he did all this work for his country. It's kind of like a Rambo situation. Yeah. And once he was done, kicking ass as a Captain America type, they basically imprisoned him and experimented on him.
Yeah.
And, so there was some sort of like racial undertones because he's black and the new Captain America's black, and they sort of played on that a little bit. And they really played on that in the TV show.
They did a lot, yes.
So, but it was cool to see him there. And
that
him
character
as an old man kicking ass.
Yeah, that character in particular, man. That guy is so convincing in his scenes. Like you feel like he really went through this stuff. You know?
Yep.
Like the sadness he has in his eyes when he talks about it. Like, man, I'm like, did they really put you in prison for 30 years, man? What's going on?
Right. Yeah. Must be a method actor.
Yeah.
I really liked. I thought for sure that Joaquin was going to die. That would be Captain America's new sidekick.
Yeah,
he's the new Falcon.
He would be the one low point, I would say, in the movie.
Yeah,
because in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, he's in there too. He's more like a normal person. He's not such a giant teenager like he is in this movie.
Right.
Yeah, he's not just there to say quippy lines, you know?
Yeah.
Like in Falcon and Winter Soldier, like he's a tech guy, which he is in this, but like he's a normal dude. Like he can be serious if he needs to be. And in this one, he's just not. So
Yep.
I think they've made a disservice to him. They just went, "Oh, you're going to be the comic relief."
Yeah, and I guess they felt that was necessary. You know,
I guess.
Even though Anthony Mackie sort of brings that sort of quippy, witty.
Yeah.
You know.
But Anthony Mackie can do it and still feel cool. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
And Chris Evans sort of could deliver a couple of one-liners, but they didn't seem he didn't have that soul. You know.
Well, Steve Rogers' Captain America is too stoic.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Whereas Sam Wilson's more like the everyman. So like
it
rings more true with him.
He's not afraid to sit back and tie a couple on and go to the bar and have a good time and I don't
that bar scene totally. I'm like, when the guy hands him the beers and he goes and walks away, I'm like, oh, they completely edited this scene. Something was going to happen here, and he just grabs the beers and walks away.
Oh yeah. Now that you mention it, yeah. And speaking of editing, it kind of felt like it was heavily edited.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like it kind of felt like they could have released a little bit different of a movie.
Well, they completely reshot it. So
right.
Yeah.
And you get that feeling of heavy editing when they reshoot movies.
Yeah.
Things are out of order. Some things there's a little bit of an issue sometimes with hair and makeup and a continuity error, whatever.
Or right in the beginning with the news broadcast explains everything you need to know to get caught up.
Right.
Right.
It's like that. Those could have been like full-fledged scenes.
Right. And that's indicative of like we had to reshoot and we need to figure a way to cover this.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The character Copperhead shows up.
Yeah.
With is it Johannesson?
I don't even know how to pronounce that name.
Yeah, he's just a big giant dude.
That character in particular that I thought was kind of interesting. So he gets in the big fight with Captain America and he slashes Captain America's uniform.
Yeah.
Right? I thought his whole uniform was vibranium. Not just the wings, but I thought because vibranium can also be in clothing.
Right. I kept thinking about that the entire time that I kept seeing people getting stabbed. I'm like, in these entire Marvel movies, have we not seen or come across any kind of technology that's Oki proof?
Yeah.
But I mean, vibranium there's a lot of Stark tech in a suit, right?
Right.
I mean, or at least inspired tech. I know he said he got the from Wakanda.
Yeah.
But the thing that kept popping up that I wasn't utilized as much as I thought is, he kept Sam Wilson kept getting punched by the Hulk, and you kept seeing that vibranium. One of the features of the vibranium suit is it stores kinetic energy.
Right.
And you saw it because it glows purple. You saw it doing that thing. And then I think he only utilizes that like once or twice. Like he keeps getting hit, he keeps storing it, and then nothing.
Well, the reason I bring it up is, that guy slashes his uniform, and I thought, oh, is that the adamantium? Does he have adamantium knife? And so that's why it cut through the uniform.
Oh yeah, that could be.
Right. But they never really go into it with that,
Yeah. So I'm guessing that they've got to have a new Wolverine movie. Sort of, they're thinking about.
They're
it,
gonna
right?
reboot the X-Men clearly. Like that's
Yeah.
got to be where they're going.
And with the adamantium, they're going to have a brand new Wolverine, and they're going to have a brand new backstory. They have a brand new situation where the government tries to infuse, adamantium onto and that's where this adamantium is coming from. Is from this giant celestial that's in the middle.
Yeah,
And I lean over to my wife and I'm like, I remember the celestial popping up in the end of a movie. I just don't remember what it was.
Yeah, the Eternals.
She was the one that said, yeah, I think it was the Eternals. And I'm like, okay. The Eternals was kind of a forgettable movie. So
yeah, for sure. Which is funny because looking back at it, they're like, this is the movie that's going to win us an Oscar. No, it's not.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't good, but it wasn't so bad that we're still talking about how bad it was.
Yeah, I saw somewhere somebody said that the Eternals would have been better as a TV series because then you could do like one episode focus on each Eternal.
Each character.
Yeah, and that made a lot more sense to me. But overall, I liked the film quite a bit. I did feel bad that Giancarlo Esposito was in it, just because he has mentioned several times that he wants to play Professor X, and so if he's Sidewinder, it's probably not going to be Professor X.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He's also said too that he's tired of playing villains.
How do you feel about? See, and this can be a real touchy subject.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the recasting of characters that are traditionally white with black actors? And again, I'll preface this by saying this can be a sensitive subject. Yeah. I just want to get some thoughts and some ideas. And
I think it depends on what the character is and what you're going for with the recast, right?
Okay.
Like, I've heard it explained this way. One of the things, like with Batman, right? You could make a black Batman, but you lose a lot with him having the wealth and the status, right? And historically, that is not something, unfortunately, that black people have had, right?
Right.
I mean, not that they couldn't, but they just historically, it's just not there. So
it would be its own thing. People would be focused on that, and it would take away the focus of something else.
Right. And so part of what makes Batman is that he has all that, and yet he still is Batman, right?
Right.
So you lose something in that. Whereas something like Superman, which was always designed to be an immigrant story, it's supposed to be just an allegory for being an immigrant. It's fine because like he's from another planet. Who cares?
It doesn't matter what
skin color. Like that's not as vital.
I think as long as it doesn't distract too much.
Yeah. As long as it enhances the story in a new and interesting way, I'm fine with it. Right. But if it's just, hey, we made, I don't know, Blue Beetle Korean to make Blue Beetle Korean.
Right.
Okay.
You're not adding anything to the story. Or Right. Yeah. So I'd be interested to hear what some of our listeners think about. Now that I say that out loud, I almost don't want to hear what listeners think about it. That could turn into a really dangerous thread on the Facebook page.
Well, the thing is, Sam Wilson has been Captain America for like decades in the comics at this point.
Oh yeah, I have zero problem. That's a separate thing. He's it's a mantle being passed on.
Yeah.
Where you couldn't really do that with Superman or Batman. I mean, I suppose you could with Batman, but Bruce Wayne is Bruce Wayne. Right. And Kal-El is Kal-El. Now in the comic books there was an alternate version of a Superman.
Yeah, like Earth 26 or something.
Right. Had he was a black dark skinned Superman. I don't know what they call him on Krypton, but obviously not African American. But and that storyline would have been cool with me, that.
I thought they were still working on a movie like that officially, but who knows?
The same people that are working on that movie are the same people that are trying to get Paramount to merge with somebody.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. Okay, fantastic.
Yeah. Fantastic. You made me think of Fantastic Four. the new one with Michael B. Jordan. The Michael B. Jordan playing Johnny Storm was the least of my worries of that movie. That
Right.
I didn't even, when I watched that movie, I wasn't even thinking about the fact that traditionally Johnny Storm is white.
Yeah.
It didn't even cross my mind.
Yeah.
I was too distracted by how crappy of a movie it was. But it was
no kidding.
Johnny Storm
right?
being black had nothing to do with that. I liked his character. I liked the way he talked and the way he acted and the way he
acted like Johnny Storm.
Accent.
He was just
He was a dude with superpowers, and I dug it. You know.
Yeah. That movie, man. There's so much wrong with that movie, but yeah. I know some people have had issues with Pedro Pascal being the new Reed Richards, because Reed Richards is traditionally a white guy, and now it's a Latino man playing Reed Richards. Whatever. Like,
he's a good actor.
He's a good actor. He can
pull it off, you know.
Yeah. But my only thing with him is, like, he doesn't have a child to save. What is he going to do? He always has children to save. The Last of Us or The Mandalorian. Like,
right.
He's going to be lost.
Yeah, we'll see. I was just reading here that whose character? Oh, we were just talking about the big side, not Sidewinder, but or was it Sidewinder? Who was the big guy again?
Burns?
Who was the big guy?
The leader?
Copperhead. Copperhead was added in the reshoots.
Oh, okay.
So it sounds to me like they needed a little bit more action, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, there was a lot of action in this movie, so
I'm guessing. If I were to guess, as far as reshoots, I think it started out as more of a political drama, and they wanted to turn it into a Marvel movie.
Right.
And so they took away some of the political stuff and added some action stuff, which I'm okay with.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I just want to turn my brain off and watch, big giant red guys fight little winged guys.
Yeah.
So,
I can see that that's probably what they did, because they did originally say that they were going to be more focused on more like a Winter Soldier type movie, and Winter Soldier had good action, but it was more political than anything, or more of an intense thriller, right? So I could see where that was the original intent with this movie. And with so many reshoots, like, they had more Serpent Society characters in it, like WWE Hall of Fame or former WWE champ Seth Rollins was one of the characters. There's set images of him full costume. He's one of them, and then they completely cut him out of the movie.
Oh wow! Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So
there was one cameo that I was surprised about. This one surprised me. Liv Tyler reprised her role as Betty Ross.
Betty Ross. Yeah.
And when there was a scene earlier in the film where the president gets a phone call from his daughter. It's Betty Ross, and I'm listening. I'm like, did they get a voice actress that sounds like Liv Tyler?
Yeah.
Because I didn't look it up before I watched the movie, and I thought, because it didn't cut to her.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, they just got a voice actress. This is all we're going to hear from her. But that was sort of a misdirection. She shows up at the end of the movie. At the floaty prison,
the raft,
the raft, and has a conversation with her dad, and I thought, well, that was a neat cameo.
You know what I thought was funny with the raft is they show that image of, like, the helicopter landing, as like, oh, now we're at the raft, and I kept thinking, is that the same image they use in all the movies? Like, do they just have that 1 3-second clip and they just throw that in? Well, why redo the special effects, right?
Yeah, because the last time it was shown was Civil War?
10 movies ago. Yeah,
right. So why wouldn't they?
They could just go in and just okay, we're gonna do it's raining out filter, put that on there, and now we're done. Yep. But the same like moving image and the whole
Well, they do that a lot in Star Trek.
Yeah. Why not just reuse the footage?
Right. Star Trek Generations, when the Klingon ship is destroyed, it was exactly the same footage from the previous movie from Undiscovered Country.
Yeah.
The Bird of Prey.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if they reused the footage. But
Bucky shows up.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that. He's running for Congress.
Yes.
That's weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
He didn't strike me as a political guy, but
I mean, he's 110 years old, so like, you know, you
he's
change
got
around in life.
yep, he's got the experience. He's got a metal arm. He's yeah, he's good to go. Why not?
Why not?
You could definitely tell that this was a like, hey, can you come in for like half a day, maybe
Yeah.
for 4 hours, maybe, and because I mean, he didn't. He stepped up to his mark,
Yeah.
stayed there, and didn't move.
Right.
So
Yeah. I wonder what his campaign slogan is going to be. Is it going to be like boxcar, Apple, like whatever those trigger words were?
yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. Even I mean, you could even tell like they gave him just a glove to go over because he's wearing a suit.
Yeah,
They gave him this black glove that had just a couple of little things on it to remind you that he's got a metal arm.
Right.
But they didn't do a close up on it. They didn't show it. He didn't move his arm at all. So
no.
they were like, "Yeah, Sebastian, can you come in for like an hour and a half and just read these lines?"
Like he's shooting the Thunderbolts next door and like, hey, on your lunch break, can you come over here real quick?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's totally what happened. That may have even been a reshoot.
Well, even his line, as soon as he said the line, I thought he said, "All right, well, I've got to go. I've got a campaign fundraiser thing." I'm like, "Oh, that's the line they made up, so he's not in the rest of the film."
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't he be in the rest of the film?
Right. Why wouldn't he help you out? Like
he's the Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Well, and then he's going to be in the Thunderbolts, and if you look at now, knowing that he went to campaign, if you go look at some of that trailer, he looks like he's in a lot of like official U.S. like meetings and things like that. So I guess he won.
So it's Senator Bucky.
No, Congressman. He was for
Congressman Bucky. Congressman Bucky. Barnes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was waiting. I'm wondering if they're ever going to do a Steve Rogers cameo, an old man Steve Rogers cameo.
I mean, if they don't have him out there like giving his endorsement to Bucky,
there's got to be a throwaway scene where you see a television in the background where you've got Steve Rogers in old man makeup with his arm around Bucky. I'm Captain America and I approve this message.
Can you imagine explaining that to people though, like in the Marvel universe? Because like to them, Steve Rogers saved them from Thanos, and that was like 5 years ago, and all of a sudden he's like 1,000,000 years old. What?
No, so just after that, you could have a PSA from Smart Hulk going, "Okay, time travel doesn't work like that."
Yeah.
Events from your past, and when you go back, and he came back, and he overshot his timestamp. This.
I feel like it'd be easier to lie and just be like, "Yeah, when he fought Thanos and the magic rocks, and that's what happened to him." Yeah, it just made him old. Yeah, instead of like, "Well, we created time travel people."
Right.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Was there anything else?
I know that it's doing fairly well at the box office. It's making decent money, not the best, but it was also like, even with all the reshoots, the budget was only like 180 million, which is pretty low for a Marvel movie. Surprisingly. Yeah.
Well, it might, boast some streaming numbers too later on. It's in a month. It's going to be on Disney Plus. So
right. I know that it made 40 million on its first day, which is a lot. It's like one of the biggest openings for a Marvel film on a first day. So
was it really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's doing well. It's doing very well. So
it's got like you said before about Rotten Tomatoes, forgetting the critic score, 80%. That's a fair to midland score for a Marvel movie.
Yeah, it's good.
Score.
Yeah.
I was just looking at. I gotta tell you this trivia that I read yesterday that I just found again. Going through the trivia section of IMDb, according to Falcon and Winter Soldier showrunner Malcolm Spellman, there are plans for Sam to receive a power which enables him to talk to birds, which is part of the comics mainstream universe. So
that is in the comics that he can talk to a bird.
So are birds real? And who is he talking to? What is he talking to?
He does have a drone. He does have that drone.
He does have the drone.
That's
he's
named
gonna have to
after a
rebuild it
bird.
though.
Yeah,
he's gonna because now Red Wing is now splits into two.
Yeah,
and then Red Hawk smashed both of them.
Right. Which Red Wing gets smashed like every movie it's in.
Right.
So it's always time for a new Red Wing.
That's fine. By now it's Red Wing. Mark 29.
Yeah, and he'll get a new outfit because of course he will.
Oh yeah.
And so will Falcon.
It'll be adamantium, vibranium. Yeah. It'll defy all the laws of physics.
Here's the thing, though. New Falcon, right? Joaquin, I forget his last name. Anyways, he's supposed to be Mexican. Like, canonically, he's Mexican.
Okay.
And speaking as a Mexican person, you would get just ripped to shreds with nicknames, right?
Oh.
He would be called, like, Pajarito, little bird. Stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, like all his family would be like, "Hey, Pajarito, what's going on?"
What's Spanish for turkey?
Oh man, what is it?
Turkey.
Shoot, yeah. I don't know, not off the top of my head.
The little turkey.
Yeah, little turkey, something like that. Like whatever your worst insecurity, that's your nickname in Spanish culture. So like, he would just be ripped, and yeah. So
yeah, the battle
they need
chicken.
to throw some of that in. Yeah. Yeah.
All
right. Well, we got Chazbaz waiting on the line, so we should probably get to listener feedback.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Listener feedback.
All right. So it's listener feedback time.
I'm glad you're Hispanic because otherwise we'd be getting canceled right now.
Oh, I know, right? I can bring these up. It's fine. All right, here's Chazbaz. Are you on the boat?
I'm off the boat.
Oh, you're off the boat. Okay.
I'm off the boat in a hotel room waiting on my flight to leave around 3:00 today.
Oh, wow.
How was the cruise, Chazbaz?
Yeah.
Oh, I ate too much.
I was just gonna say, if you are bored or hungry on a cruise, you have done something wrong.
Yeah,
Yes.
No kidding.
What
was the best thing you had?
Man, I don't know. It's like I had lobster last night. It was pretty good. And then they had these good hot dogs on there.
Oh, okay.
Liked, which is funny. Just a random thing you get at home. But they made some good hot dogs.
Yeah.
And then the pizza station was like a giant line.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, and then, I mean, just food, lobster, everything you wanted, steak. I mean, I don't want to get on the scale tomorrow. That's for sure.
No, I know I gained about 10 pounds when I went on my cruise.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go on a week fast and not eat anything. And probably low carb it for a month.
Yeah. Did you see Captain America and Brave New World?
I didn't get the chance because we just got off the ship about an hour and a half ago. So.
Oh, okay. Well.
Yeah, they typically don't show first run movies, so.
Well, I was gonna do a 10 o'clock. Then I was like, well, we got to be at the airport at this time, and then there's this giant boat show in Miami right now, so.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to get stuck in traffic, miss my flight, because.
Right.
I got a flight
that would be worth the risk to be able to contribute to our podcast.
That's right.
A missed flight, possibly hundreds, if not thousands of dollars extra in fees. And
But I got an idea for the podcast. If you guys,
what's that?
Make Trekcast ducks and hide them on the cruise ship.
I like it.
That's what they did. Is they hid ducks throughout the
that's the thing.
ship.
And I didn't know that.
Ducks?
Yeah, I found 5 ducks, but
really? We didn't find a single duck.
I found 5 of them, and then I hid them last night for the kids to find. You know,
what are like Easter eggs? Like if you find them, you get to keep them, or
you get to keep them.
Oh wow, okay.
And they're like little tiny ducks, bigger ducks, rubber ducks. So they're all over the place.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
And then that's what I'm saying. If you made like a Trekcast duck with your little logo on the bottom, maybe that'd be a good promotion.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
You know, it'd be a good idea if you did the Trekcast cruise. You know, do that. Just promote the show.
Star Trek Cruise 2029.
Yeah,
2029.
exactly.
Yeah, we all got to save up now.
Yeah,
Because that's a very expensive cruise. It was
so expensive.
It was double for what we paid for. So
yeah,
and
we need some sponsors. Daniel, you're the producer. You need to start working on that.
Yeah. Let me get on that. I'm working on a sponsorship right now, actually.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So should be any day now.
What's our crazy sponsorship? Are we going to promote something stupid?
No, I can't say just yet, but
yeah,
we'll find out.
It's gonna be like medical marijuana.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's fine.
It's fine.
It's gonna be like something.
For hymns or
for hymns.
Oh yeah, that stuff, Blue Chew or whatever.
Yeah, Blue Chew. And there used to be like a snuff one.
Brought to you by Blue Chew.
That's right. That's right. You ready to go full alert?
Erectile dysfunction. Have you had your prostate checked?
God, we should talk to them because then we can talk about the D all the time.
Yes.
Do you want your D ship shape?
Man.
Oh my gosh.
The minute we talk about the D, that's when the comments just blow up. So I'm just waiting to see.
When we talk about the D, let's talk about the D. Sorry, Mom. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. But I actually got the tour of the ship. I did that. That was kind of fun.
Oh, that's cool.
That's the one thing I wished I had done is the ship tour. So.
Yeah, they take you through the kitchens, underneath, because there's 2,200 crew on there.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's insane.
And I'm sitting there thinking, I was like, man, this is what the Enterprise D would be like. Because what's the crew, about 60? How big's the Enterprise D?
I thought it was like 600, wasn't it?
Was it 600?
The Enterprise D was 1,012.
Okay, so 1,012. Okay. So imagine this is 2,200 crew.
Yeah, so like half.
And 6,000 passengers. So that's a lot of people to maintain.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. And it's weird because they have like a highway, they call it I-95 on the bottom, where it's just this one straight hallway where you can go from one end of the ship to the other.
So the service truck can bring in supplies.
Yes, and there's like service people, security, everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's really cool. Yeah, next time I go on a cruise, I'm definitely going to do that.
Yeah, and I suggest doing it. It's pretty cool because it's like, because you're seeing the innards of the ship. And
it's like $100, isn't it?
It was, how much was it a person, Juliana? About 200 a person. So,
okay.
Yeah. Because they have to have security, when you go on the deck, they're, you have 2 security guards following you. Make sure you don't do anything stupid.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cool.
It's like, and it was neat. I suggest, doing that for, just for the Facebook group.
Yeah.
Or for, anything. So,
well, I think there's a couple people in the Facebook group going, I think, on this year's trip.
Yeah, I noticed a couple of them mentioned it. So
yeah,
so and they need to take photos and send, post them on the group.
I was looking up some older photos. I was looking up some older Trekcast Facebook stuff that I posted way back before I even sent my first email, and I went to the Ford Museum. This was like 5 years ago. I went to the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn. And they had a Star Trek exhibit there.
Oh wow!
And I had contacted you, Daniel, and you said, "Hey, if you can take some photos and post them up on our Facebook group." And I took just a crap ton of photos.
Yeah.
There was a ton of stuff. The most memorable thing I remember was the Golden Enterprise that Picard destroyed when he had his little rant with Lily.
Oh yeah.
In his ready room. And he's like,
Yeah.
no! And he swings his phaser, and the
Right.
Enterprise D swings out, and then they all fall
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, he's
They
swinging his
had
D
that.
around.
They
Yeah.
had that model put glued back together.
Swing
Yeah, I
that
just heard
D.
that. Yeah.
It's all about the D.
That's right. That's right.
So those are
Saw
some cool
Mags
photos to go
broke
through.
his toys.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right.
I might
Very good.
repost those.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Let people see them because we get a lot of comments in the Facebook group. So if you guys are not part of our Facebook group, which I guess now is a good time to plug that, we're on all the socials, Trekcasttng. If you just look up Trekcast on Facebook, you'll find our Facebook group, and it is very active. We're on there a lot, talking about everything and anything. We've posted quite a few new and interesting things that people just kind of go off about. Also on the Instagram is very popular with the memes, so that's pretty fun as well. So
Yeah.
You know what's funny
Yeah.
is Star Trek actually promotes more during Comic-Con than the Star Trek convention, it seems like now.
oh yeah, well yeah, it's
Because,
interesting.
you know, it was all Marvel there for a while, and then now Star Trek was the Hall H, the big one,
Yeah.
sometimes to promote the new shows.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost better to go to Comic-Con for Star
It's
Trek.
getting that way.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's when we'll get the
Star Trek
announcement of when
Vegas.
yeah. I wonder if that's when we'll get the announcement for Strange New Worlds when it starts.
Yeah.
Because
Probably
if it's
that.
going to be the fall, like I'm thinking.
And then winter
It
will
makes
be
sense.
Academy. So,
Yeah.
and then that could be, you know, January. It could probably go through December to January, so they get both seasons, you know,
Yeah.
almost 2 years. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because they got to straddle that, and then they're probably going to make, you know, if they make a new show.
I don't know if
you
we'll
know,
get a
the
third show.
in-betweener.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think we'll get a third show. It
Which
seems like
was nice about that, because you kind of had Star Trek each, you know, season.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, I think it'll be just down to 2 shows. And like they've already said that, you know, the Tawny Newsome comedy show is not guaranteed. It's just in development. So
yeah, just in talks, and that's
yeah.
Oh, that's right. That was separate from
That was
Academy.
separate. Yeah. She's
Okay.
a writer on Academy.
Yeah.
But the other show might do something, but
Hell, they just let a cast her in Academy.
well, yeah, they should, but I don't know how they'll make the timelines work unless they give her a whole new character.
I mean,
They could give her a new character.
it's
I don't
lower
think that'd be a
decks.
stretch, considering Star Trek, you know, recasting, you know, casting the same actor for different roles. Plus, she would be going from a voice actress of a cartoon to
She could play
live
the same
action.
character and somehow go to.
She could be Mariner's like great granddaughter.
Yeah.
I'd be totally cool with that.
Yeah.
I'd be totally cool with that.
Yeah.
Dude,
that would be funny. And then like she constantly refers back to Mariner, like, my hero, my great grandma, you know, and
just shows a picture of a cartoon.
Yes,
not a real person.
This is a caricature somebody did one time.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of Comic Cons and stuff, you know, promoting there's a huge Star Trek presence at these. The 2 main Comic Cons that I go to are both Grand Rapids based. There's the Grand Rapids Comic Con in Grand Rapids, and then there's the Grand Rapids Comic Con Spring Fling, which is in the spring in my hometown of Kalamazoo. There's a huge Star Trek presence there. There's there's the International Star Trek Fan Club that have like a giant booth that they promote and everything. There's going to be another one. If there's anybody in the Southwest Michigan area, there's going to be another one April, I think 11th, 12th, and 13th in Kalamazoo at the Kalamazoo Fairgrounds. 11th, 12th, and 13th. So
nice.
I'll be there. I'm also going to be contacting the Capital City Comic Con. I ran into those people at the last Comic Con I went to.
Oh, nice.
They saw my Trekcast press pass.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, you got a press pass? Get a hold of me." So I'm going to be emailing them. This is for Lansing, the Capital City Comic Con. So that's coming up in June or July, I think. So we're thinking about going to that one, and that's an even bigger Comic Con than the Kalamazoo one. So.
Right? Yeah. It's the capital. So.
Yep, it's the capital.
Yeah, ours is the Spokane one is the Lilac City Comic Con, and every year they do like a Star Trek something. Like last year, they had a non-visitor there, but it was the same weekend that we went to Trek Long Island. And,
okay.
Yeah. So, and I know the guy who puts it on, so I might have something to do with it, but I don't know yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah. But I
It's
guess
been
we.
suggested that, like, the people I've talked to in the Star Trek booths and in the Star Wars booth and the Ghostbusters booth, they've all said, "Dude, you need to get a Trekcast booth going on to attract some attention."
Yeah.
I think it'd be a great idea to
Yeah.
set up a booth and get some banners and cards and merch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make some ducks.
Make some ducks. Yeah, that'll be our new slogan for a producer. Got to go out there and make them ducks,
We're
man.
gonna make them ducks,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quack quack, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, leave us a voicemail too if you want to. 570-661-0001. It's 570-661-0001. We'd love to play your voicemails. So
Like you used to say, listeners are not callers are not standing by. So you call that
No.
number and it goes straight to voicemail, and
Indeed.
anybody can leave a voicemail. I'm imploring somebody to just leave a voicemail that's Trek related or not. Just leave a voicemail so we can play it on the air.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear your thoughts on pretty much anything Trek or comic book related or sci-fi related. Just
Yeah.
leave a
all the
comment.
nerdy
Say
stuff.
all that stuff. So,
Yeah.
Mom, if you want to leave a voicemail, go right ahead. That's fine with us.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Mom.
yes. All right. Well, I guess that's pretty much wrapping up the show. Anything else we want to bring up before we end it? No.
I think we about
Hey,
covered it
is
all.
there
All
a
right.
stinger at the end of the movie at the credit?
There's a
credits
but it's way at the end.
at the
Way at
very
the
Way,
end.
way, way, way.
So
at
it's
the
not
end.
a mid stinger. It's at the
No,
very
it's
end.
all the way
Okay.
at the end.
So
Like,
I
we
can
had
use the
people leave.
restroom, come back, and see the stinger. So
I don't
So
know if
I
you
have
need-
real quick. I have an app on my phone.
Uh-huh.
It's called Run P.
Oh
and
yeah, I've
it's-
heard of that. Yeah.
Yep, and I use it. I was one of the original people who paid the $20 to crowdsource whatever. So I have unlimited lifetime. They're called P coins, and it's designed for people who need to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
And it tells you the times that you should go to the bathroom during a movie.
Yeah.
But one of the things I like about this app is it also tells you if there's end credit scenes,
Oh, nice.
how many end credit scenes, where they are in the credits, how long the
Okay.
credits are.
Yeah.
And if you do use the I got to go to the bathroom part, it gives you a brief synopsis, and it usually gives you 2 or 3 options, and then it'll give you like a line just before the time.
Okay.
So
that's cool.
it's a really good app. I recommend it.
Yeah.
Okay, Run P.
Yeah. I
Run-
don't know if you need to see the end credit though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you spoil it so I don't have to see it?
It's what
It's
was it?
basically studying up the other films. Like
Okay.
the multiverse is coming.
I don't even remember the end credit scene.
Yeah, he goes to see the leader.
All right, so there's
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
so next movie's Thunderbolts, and then after Thunderbolts is Fantastic Four, right?
Is that what it is? I think in Fantastic Four is first, isn't it? Or
I have
no?
no idea.
I don't know. All I know is there's in July we get Jurassic Park or Jurassic World,
Mm-hmm.
Superman, and Thunderbolts
Yeah, where last
Yeah.
year we had nothing, and this year
or Fantastic Four. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I guess because
Yeah.
you're getting everything because of the writers' strike, everything's
Yeah,
catching
yeah,
up,
yeah.
So
My prediction is going to be that Fantastic Four does twice the box office as Thunderbolts.
what about Superman? You think it's gonna?
I think
I think
Superman.
Superman's going to smash them all out of the water.
I think so
Mhm.
too.
Superman's going to be the largest film of the year.
Yeah.
And Jurassic Park will probably do good because it does.
It always
excellent
does, man.
overseas.
It always
I
does.
predict that Jurassic Park will be their worst outing yet.
This one?
I could see that.
Yeah, I can
I
see
think
that
the
too.
only reason people are going to go see it, and I think the only reason why they cast her, is Scarlett Johansson.
I don't blame
Well,
him.
yeah, I don't blame.
I love Scarlett Johansson. I think she's
Yeah.
an amazing actress. I think she's gorgeous. But I think the reason why they brought her on is because they've got nothing left to tell.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
the last two were awful, so and that kind of hurt the
They
series.
were.
Yeah.
They were. In fact, the last 2 were so bad, I mixed them up. I don't remember which one. Like the last
Well, one's
3.
a haunted house.
Yeah, I can't figure out the plot that gets intermingled,
Yeah.
And the other one's about locusts. So
right.
It's like, wait.
With the guy from Apple.
Yeah.
He looks exactly like Tim Cook. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. It's a strange movie. So
yeah. All right. Well, that pretty much wraps it up. We will be back next week. I guess.
Next week.
I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
Maybe, we'll
the
figure it out.
show's whatever
We'll-
now.
We'll figure it out. Hey, stay on our social media.
Come
Stay
as
on our
you are.
Facebook pages. If you want to find out if we're doing a show next week, stay on
That's
that.
right. Yeah.
Facebook, YouTube, X, TikTok, and
TikTok,
Instagram. Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys later.
See you later.
Bye.
This is Captain Benjamin Sisko of Deep Space Nine and Space God to the Bajorans. I have a mission for you. This falls outside of Starfleet guidelines. So I can't order you, but I'm asking for volunteers. Volunteers who will subscribe to the Trekcast YouTube channel, leave 5-star reviews on your podcast app of choice, and share Trekcast across your social media accounts. If we can make our audience bigger, we might have a chance against the Dominion. Are you ready? Subscribe, like, and share. Are you with me?